Arsenal Fan TV, Mo, tell me what happened out there today. I can't even recognise what the players out there. I mean, it was just so bad.
Yeah, look, firstly, Sheffield Wednesday wanted it a hell of a lot more. Secondly, it was clear that there was a team out there that weren't used to playing with each other. And unfortunately, thirdly, it was also clear that there wasn't much desire there. But you know what I find strange about that is I can kind of understand it, and I'm not excusing it, but I can fathom an explanation as to why they might be feeling like that in terms of Cech, Mertesacker, Giroud, because they've just been battling against Bayern Munich a week prior to this. And, you know, to go from that game where the focus and the adrenaline will be so high to this game, no disrespect to Sheffield Wednesday, but the Champions League and Bayern Munich are a different kettle of fish to Sheffield Wednesday in the Capital One Cup. So you can understand why there might be a dip. But what I can't understand is when there's, loads of youngsters making their debuts, and they've seen Arsenal teams in the past. Look, when we went to the Lane with a young team in this competition and won 4-1, and Henry Lansbury, or Henri Lansbury as I like to call him, goes and scores a goal. You know, they've got their names up in lights. You know, they've got the headlines. And it's basically all of a sudden they're thrust themselves into the limelight. We're looking out for these names in the future. Not a single player today from the young ones really showed any desire or any fight to want to get to that level, or to really want to thrust their names into the limelight. And I just think to myself, you know, we all know that Arsenal teams and the Arsenal way, you'll get taught how to play football, you get taught how to pass, and their technique will be good. But you've got to understand that when you come, like a club with a reputation of Arsenal, when you come to a team in a cup competition where they can have one game against you and knock you out and sing about it and enjoy their night, they're going to be pumped up. And we did not seem like we expected that. We thought it was going to be a nice casual reserve game. You know, that's kind of the attitude that I saw in the players.
Are too many of the good youngsters we got out on loan? I mean, before the game, when I saw the team sheet and Kamara on it, you know, we had to be Googling it. I mean, you know, don't mean to be disrespectful to the kid, you know what I mean? But, you know, the real top youngsters, Zalalem, you know, all these guys, they're out on loan.
Yeah, look,
you know,
I think
Akpom, loan.
I think Kamara's 20 tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And you have to kind of consider yourself that in the past, when we've thrust some players in, you know, Jermaine Pennant, Jack Wilshere, Fran Merida, we've thrust them in really young. And then you've always said to yourself, well, look, they've still got 5 years before they're going to hit the first team, and they've still got plenty of time to develop. But at 20, look, we can't judge them over one game, but I didn't see anyone today where I think to myself, I can see why you're going to be in the first team in a few years' time. And someone like Kamara, who I thought performed pretty poorly, just like the rest of them, really, I really can't see them... I can't see him being good enough to make that step up. But as I said, look, I won't judge him on one game. I won't be overly critical because it is just one game. I think they were caught by surprise, because I think we can slate Arsenal all we want tonight, and kind of rightly so, because the performance was terrible. But credit to Sheffield Wednesday.
No, because Sheffield Wednesday
they were really good. They were really, really good. They had a real hunger, a real bite to them. The amount of times we dilly-dallied on the ball and they nipped in and took the ball off us, the amount of times they sent us sideways, the amount of times they sent us backwards, they had a game plan, they had real spirit and desire and fight, and they executed it. So really fair play to them. And also the Sheffield Wednesday fans, I thought they were a cracking set of fans as well. So look, congratulations to Sheffield Wednesday. I hope them not go on and do really well in the competition.
I want to ask you this finally, yeah? If, say, come Saturday, God forbid, it was an injury to Coquelin, or it was an injury to Bellerin, Sanchez, I don't even want to think about this. Okay, right? Do you see players there that are good enough to step into their shoes?
None.
I'm not talking about the youngsters now. I'm talking about can Debuchy step into Bellerin's shoes right now? Can Flamini step into Coquelin's shoes? You know, I don't know who I'd even say to step in.
Let's say with Debuchy, straight away, absolutely not. He will take a few games to get to that level. But let's not forget, he hasn't been playing. So it's hardly beyond expectation for him to come and have a bad game like this, or a bad game like he did against Tottenham or Zagreb. He's only playing once every couple of weeks or something. It's not really enough to get you in a rhythm. So at the start, no. But Debuchy, you know, you don't dip that quickly. He will have something about him. It might take him a few games to get back to a fairly decent level. And yeah, in that time, we'll have a few hairy moments with Debuchy. But yeah, he will be able to come back. He won't obviously be as good as Bellerin, because Bellerin's been that that fantastic for us, but he will be able to come back and do a job. In terms of some of the other positions you've mentioned, look, we have no cover for Coquelin, absolutely none. Flamini, Arteta, we all know that they're not good enough. Bielik did all right when he came in today, but even then, if I'm saying I'm not going to judge, let's say, Camera on a 90-minute performance, I'm not going to judge Bielik on a 15-minute performance. So, for me, my biggest annoyance about today is the injuries. I'm not actually that concerned about exiting the Capital One Cup, even though I'm not going to lie, I wanted to win it. I wanted to win this competition. Any competition we're in, I wanted to win, and I wanted us to stay in it. I don't want us to lose to Sheffield Wednesday. I never want Arsenal to lose. I don't give a crap what competition or who we're playing. So I'm not going to pretend like I'm completely unaffected, but I wanted Arsenal to get through. If the fact that we haven't, fine, fair enough. You know, it's only the Capital One Cup. But what I wasn't happy about was the level of performance. That was just a real big disappointment for me.
Fans are fantastic. They don't deserve this. I mean, they deserve better than this. But it's very disappointing. But I'm more upset with the injuries we've got, the two injuries.